Hey everyone, back with another testimonial with one of my students who just finished my 10-week story artist mentorship. I would like to introduce you to Aaron. Aaron, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, your experience with storyboarding, where you're from, where you want to go, etc.?
Okay, yeah. I'm Aaron. I've been around like forever, not like in um the industry, but like doing animation as like a freelance artist. Been a freelance animator and storyboard artist for tons of years, and yeah, I it's just like I want to break into feature. It sounds fun. Business videos can be cool, but feature looks even more fun. And I saw Raj's stuff, and I was like, I want one he has. So yeah,
Awesome, awesome.
so
So
that's it. Yeah.
one of the surprising things for me was, when I looked at your portfolio, I was like, this guy, he's already good, right? Because initially
Oh,
you wanted to take my action boarding, and
yeah,
you
that's how it
sent
started.
you sent like some action boards in your portfolio. It was like a flying sequence. I was like, this guy knows action boarding already. But there was like a few things in your action boarding I could see that maybe I could help you in the one-on-one 10-week mentorship, right? Now,
Yep.
I initially I think you were someone who was already advanced when you came into the mentorship, right? Um, but why like tell me, why do you think, like, as somebody with your skill level, why did you still want to join this mentorship or even any mentorship out there?
Yeah. As I kind of started to get better, like I would look at other storyboards and be like, oh yeah, that looks good. And then when I would do it and kind of put together, I could see on my storyboards that they just look like separate shots that weren't like a cohesive. Like it felt like it just wasn't a cohesive scene. It didn't look cinematic, and I felt like that's kind of like what you said to me was like, oh, you're right there,
Yeah.
Aaron. But I'm just gonna help you get over that hump to become so your stuff looks cinematic. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, because I look at my stuff and there was just something lacking. Like I could see it.
Yeah.
So I thought someone who's a professional like yourself could give me those little nuggets of information and get me over. Plus, I enjoy accountability, so I won't work and do something. Like I will, but I like if I'm gonna someone asks me, hey, you want to go to a movie? I'm gonna put it off and not finish my stuff. Just having that accountability
Yeah.
has helped me just knock out a few more stories that I don't think I would have otherwise. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, definitely. um so this mentorship, this 10-week mentorship, has a lot of theoretical stuff, like a lot of lessons in the presentations at the beginning of the class, right? And for me personally, it's pretty advanced stuff. It's really advanced stuff. That's why I don't allow beginners to take the class at all. What were like some of the things that really opened up your eyes, or stuff you never knew about, and stuff that you're glad you learned that you're gonna implement into your work in the future?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. To narrow it down. I mean, stuff I would see. I've been through film school and stuff, and you like understand like some like theme. And I wasn't really good at like like or was never like a list given to me like, oh, these are all the themes. I remember when you broke down ET, because I was like, what's ET about? This must be about, it's like a boy and his dog, but it's a replace an alien. I don't want to ruin. When you said it, it like blew my mind, and that was ET was like the first movie I ever saw. Um, POV, talking about filming a movie through a sequence or something through a person's POV. I heard that once before this in another class, and I was like, I always just thought you just had the camera and you just show. I never thought, oh, you do it through a different person, and so that one was, and now that's all I'm thinking about. I feel like I'm storyboarding something right now, and I want to do these different shots from this little kid. I'm like, well, that's not the main character, so I need to change the POV of who this is coming through. And I'm like, wow. So I was like, I would have never thought that way ever.
Yeah.
So been awesome.
Awesome. So you actually created two pieces in the mentorship. One which was kind of influenced by what I kind of told you to do, and then a totally original storyboard sequence. Uh, like, could you describe the process in the mentorship of actually making that, and having me there to kind of bounce ideas? Like, what was that like experience like for you? Was it
Oh,
helpful at all?
dude, it was like, I was like, this is Raj's story. I came to you like with the lion one, and I think I was like, hey, they get in a fight, and the boards with the thumbnails was like the brother comes in like pretty soon into it, and you're like, okay, now like we gotta like raise the stakes, and you help me like with some beats, and the line rolls down the hill. And so it was super good to have that bouncing off. And it's like, yeah, yeah. I think I would have I could have. I was like, I'm lazy. Let's just have like a big paw jumps comes down in front of the camera, and then we just show the brother, and let's get this done and over with. But you helped me like really craft the story. So and then on the other one, uh yeah, it was good. You gave me a prompt. What we like talked because we're like, well, let's go through your portfolio, and it was like, hey, have you ever done like an introduction to a villain? And I sat on that all week looking at things, and I felt like that would take me like I'm like to craft this villain. I mean, I looked at some videos that kind of show how to do it, but I decided just to go with like the Phantom of the Opera character Eric, since we know who he is. And everyone wishes the Phantom got Christine, anyways. But kind of where he is, like where, like what's his backstory, and so I just kind of went with that. It's not like completely original, but and then I decided because I'm like, it needs to be a little like nicer to put him like in like little kids or something. So it's not like all my stuff is lately has been really dark. Though this is actually kind of a dark one, but at least drawn cute. I don't know. Anyways, and that's been super helpful. You have something at the end where there's this exchange between the two characters, and I was just like, and then it was like, and then you were like, it just kind of looks like he's like, this girl's handing back this item, and he's just like, you keep it, and you're like, that it's pretty bad, Aaron. And so you love it, and you're like, you gotta have the villain of this short step tear where these two characters have been apart, and we end on that. So it's just like that lump, and I was like, dang, Raj, you're right. So it's been super good. Yeah.
And I don't mean to call you out here a little bit, right? But through the developing the sequence, um, I and give me giving you feedback, we realized that you still had a slight misunderstanding of the 180-degree rule.
That's what I was understanding. What? I'm sorry.
You had like a slight misunderstanding with the 180-degree rule.
Oh yeah, yes. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went over that. That blew my mind. Yeah, because I thought as long as the character was on this side when we flip the camera, they stay on that side. It wasn't flipping the 180, but you kind of showed me uh, how that can still occur, and what you will have to do is kind of keep the character on that side of the 180, and then have them across camera.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see that now in like Spielberg films and stuff. Him doing that as a person will across the film and then the next cut, so to get him on the right side of the 180. And yeah, so and I was like, what? Like how did I mean, I knew you're the boss, so I was so like, how am I doing this? Like, how is that wrong? So that was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I teach a class on Sundays, and one of the most basic things is the 180-degree rule, and I tell the students, no matter how hard you pay attention to this, you are going to mess it up, and it's gonna take time to actually figure out this 180-degree rule, right?
Yeah.
And like having someone there to like just spot it and tell you, hey, this there's a slight little mistake there. You jumped the 180-degree rule, and you didn't just say okay and like go back and say I have no idea what he's talking about. You kind of like I don't know what you mean. Like explain exactly what it is, and you kind of put your ego aside. I know you actually really learned and really understood what it was you were doing wrong. Now,
Yes.
yeah, a
No,
lot of
totally.
people would just be like, "Oh, okay," and then just be like, "I don't know what he's talking about," kind of thing. So it was nice to see like you know, still be open to changing your mind, and because that was something you learned probably a long time ago, and then
Oh yeah,
and
that's
you're
the thing. It's like
constantly
180 is
doing
like the
it.
first thing, and then I'm
Yeah,
like, what? How did I break that? Yeah.
yeah. So
So I did. I had to somebody go aside and you help me on that, and now,
yeah,
yeah, it was awesome.
so
It's good. I
yeah,
would have put that up, and probably the record would have been like, wait, what?
yeah.
So it's good.
Awesome. So, like this mentorship, uh, for a lot of people, would be kind of expensive, or they would think it's a high price mentorship. But do you think that you got the value for the money that you paid, uh,
Oh
when you joined the mentorship?
no, yeah, it totally. Especially one because it's a mentorship. I mean, it's cool. Like I get it. Like I still think online classes are great, but when you're waiting for your turn to take everyone's zones out, and it depends on it. Like it's happened to me at the end of the night. If you're like the last one, it's kind of spit through it. Like this was one on one. I've have a I've taken I have a fine arts degree, and it's one a week, and you're in class setting, and you don't have that still that one on one attention, and so yeah, it's totally worth it. Totally
Awesome.
worth it, man.
Awesome. So, I honestly think, Aaron, the work that you put into this mentorship, you're definitely on your way, like very soon. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if message me in a month or 2 months saying, "Hey, Raj, like I got into this studio." I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'll just be like, "It's about time." So,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, you definitely deserve it for the amount of work that you're putting in. And the reason I say that is you've been trying to break into a big studio, maybe for a long time. And I want to tell people out there that who are watching this, you know just because you don't break in right after college doesn't mean it's the end all be all, like you should give up or anything like that. You have to keep going. It might take you 6 months, it might take you a year, it might take you 5 years, 10 years, right? But that's your road, that's your path. And I want you guys to have a mentality kind of like Aaron. Like Aaron is taking like every class possible and trying to find the knowledge, as much knowledge as possible, to help him get where he needs to be, right? And just because you take one class doesn't mean you're going to be the level that you need to be. You have to constantly be searching for the knowledge and stuff like that. If Aaron had stopped taking classes right before he took this mentorship, he wouldn't have learned all the stuff he learned, and he wouldn't have fixed that 180-degree problem, right? So
Well,
he might have gone, he might have gotten a job, and like a director points it out, and then he's like totally clueless on how he should fix it, right? So you have to always be searching for knowledge and always trying to improve yourself, right? So Aaron, you did two pieces throughout the mentorship, two pieces during the mentorship, sorry. And I want to make sure people can find them. um, so could you let us know where we could find your work? Your LinkedIn, your Instagram, if you have a portfolio up right now. Like where could people see your work and find you?
yeah, probably the easiest way would probably be aaronmanart.com. There's a lot of old storyboards on there. But Lion Brothers is up there now, and I will have the Phantom kind of backstory hopefully this weekend or by the time someone sees this video and puts it up. Arrow_man is my Instagram handle, and I just look Aaron Man on LinkedIn. I don't really know what my LinkedIn I don't know like addresses or like how that is. But yeah, I would love to follow whoever follows me or something, and so they can, I guess, follow my journey.
Awesome, awesome. So I will actually try and get your links together and put it in the description. So if any recruiter or anyone who's interested in contacting you, it'll be much easier for them. But yeah, thank you, Aaron. Hopefully, this interview slash testimonial would be helpful to anyone who is trying to figure out what type of education or mentorship they should take. And you learned a lot, and I hopefully I can help more people in the future. Right? Do you have like any last things that you want to say? Any shout outs, anything?
No. Thank you, Raj, dude. This was been awesome, and you're a great teacher, great personality. I think there's a lot of storyboard artists who might have this knowledge, but just not to have it set up in a step by step. Super simple to consume. Your slides are great. Even for a refresher course, if someone is just like, hey, it's just like taking everything that they kind of know and like giving it glossary terms and absorbing it. So super good. Like you're a phenomenal teacher, man. Great course.
Thank you.
Totally recommend it, everyone.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you around in the next interview. Bye bye.